Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we explore the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and the road ahead for them and their company. I'm your host, Milan Kohut, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful venture, the challenges faced, the lessons learned, and the strategies fueling your growth. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Nadine Hanna, the founder of Your Balanced Journey, a coaching business focused on helping female leaders and entrepreneurs unlock their ADHD powers and optimize their performance without burning out. Through her work, she empowers women to turn ADHD into a superpower, creating balance, calm, and a lifestyle aligned with their true potential. Nadine combines her expertise with a mission to support women in owning their ADHD to clarity and confidence. With that being said, Nadine, let me officially welcome you to Founders.
Thank you so much for that introduction, and thank you for having me.
I tried my best, as I always do.
Amazing.
It's great
I was
to have
impressed
you.
by myself. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
yeah, you know what? It's always great to listen to somebody else just talking about, okay, I
Yeah.
actually did all of this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. Nadine, we're going to dive right in. And what I love to do every single time is take it back in time a little bit. Before you even had your practice, your company, what were you doing before? And then eventually what motivated you to start a business?
So I've always worked with people in all of the kinds of career choices that I've made. The human being has been in center, supporting, guiding, coaching in whichever form. So that's always been like my main interest or my passion even. And yeah, I've been doing that ever since I graduated from university, always working with people in the center of whichever venture I was in.
So at this point, it's
Yes.
been thousands of people that have been impacted
Yeah,
by
I
your
guess there are. Yeah.
amazing
I
stuff.
have never had this linear upwards career path where I just climb a ladder in one corporation. I have always been more a horizontal one. So I always like to broaden and try new kinds of,
Good
work,
for you.
I
Good for
guess.
you. You saw the gap, you saw the opportunity, and you jumped right at it, which is beautiful. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
with that being said, let's switch on
Mhm.
to what the business looks like today.
Yeah.
Now, Nadine, in this part, what we're trying to do is really understand everything from who is your absolute ideal potential customer, what is the
Mhm.
core offerings that you have in place, and also what it looks like to work with you. So, the way
Yeah.
I love to put it is very simple. Tell us exactly who do you help and what do you help them with?
And before I do that, I just want to give a little bit of a background as to
Mhm.
who and why I'm doing what I'm doing. 2 years ago, I burned out myself from the work that I was doing. And a year later, I was diagnosed with ADHD. So I'm one of those, you call them lost generation people, or women especially, that get late diagnosed. So I've been basically working all my life not knowing what that thing was that was making me feeling different or having struggles that no one else seemed to have around me. But I've done anyways. I had my career, I have my business, I have my degrees from university, I have a family, I have kids. I've achieved a lot, but I have never understood what that little thing was that made me struggle more, like I said. So basically, I work with women in leadership positions, entrepreneurs, change makers that might have an ADHD diagnosis or might not have, but that are somehow figuring out their path forward, like how to keep performing, because they are top performers. I still am. The difference now is that I understand myself in a better way. So what I intend in my business, what always is my aim, is to not take anyone down from where they want to be, but also introduce them to a more kind of balanced way to always be able to keep performing in the way that they desire to.
Hence the name of the company. Makes sense.
Exactly. Yes.
Awesome. Now that we have a better understanding of where you're coming from and who it is that you're trying to help,
Yeah.
why don't you get the listeners a bit closer to what is the process, what is the cadence, the frequency of working with you, what is the actual offer, and what it's like to be inside of it?
So for now, I'm still building my business. It's very new. So it's this year that I've been working in it. And for now, I work one-on-one with my clients. So what we do is we always try to, I call it to root. Rooting means that just to see where are my roots at, what is my core, how do I function, what is something that I need to do less of or do more of in order to find that balance, because that's why people seek me out. They want to have the career. They want to, maybe they have kids, maybe they have families that they want to spend more time with. Because what I hear a lot is they are successful in their businesses, but they always have this guilty conscience because they don't spend enough time with their families. Or if they don't have families, single women also, like doing things that are just for themselves, for example. What we do is, first of all, we map out, like, what does your life look like? How do you eat? How do you sleep? How do you exercise? All of these things. That's like the main foundation. So we try to always root them in that. Like, where are you good? Where do you need to do more of? And things like that. And after we're solid there, we start to look at what's the next level. How do you want to perform better? And all of these things. So we always take one thing at a time. We can't do too much at once as well, because sometimes this process is overwhelming and it has to also suit their lifestyle. So I usually work bi-weekly coaching sessions, and in between we do different kinds of tasks depending on what the need is. So it's very personalized, I would say.
Absolutely. And it's also unique. It goes from case to case. So I believe
Yes,
that for some clients also, it takes some time to even identify in the first place, like what is the root cause of them not performing as they would like to or they should.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
I get that. Now, when it
Mm,
comes to this, obviously every professional in your industry has a different perspective on what should the process looks like, what
mm,
is the best amount of times to meet per month or per year, whatever. But
yeah.
what would you say is the average duration of you working with your clients to actually see that transformation that you're seeking and set them up for success?
I would say minimum 6 months to a year. That's where we can actually do like the entire process from start to finish. Because we
Mhm.
can always do a little bit. Some work in 3 month sessions as well, and that's an option. But that I don't think is enough time. Maybe we could in 3 months start to work on the foundation, but then when it's time to take the next steps, that's when the time is up. Because like you said, things take time. You need to process them. You need to try and error as well. You need to fail at things in order to know what works for you and what doesn't. So minimum of 6 months to a year, I would say, is the optimal time
That
to
makes
work.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to somebody who chooses to go for 3 months instead of 6 months as a minimum,
Yeah.
is it also going to reflect on the frequency of working with you? Is it going to be like once a week, or you still, for some reason, keep that bi-weekly structure?
I feel like doing it, like if it's not just because we're not trading time for money here. So it's not just like one session a week that's going to help. It's going to have to be time in between to actually process and work and do maybe assignments, maybe it's meditations. Who knows what the person needs individually, but I don't think that like tightening it up in 3 months will be as effective as if they have the space in between to actually do all of the things that they need to do from one session to another. So it's more of like a transformation journey than how often do we meet. We need to
Would
look
you
at.
say that the ADHD aspect that you mentioned is also connected to this decision?
Definitely, because it amounts to pressure as well. ADHD people in general work well under pressure, but this isn't something that I don't want my clients to see this as something that they need to check off a list. This goes deeper than that. This is more like their personal journey to find the balance. You know what I mean? So it's not just another job assignment that they have here. That's why I want to give them the space and also hold the space for them and hold the accountability so that they can have the time in between to just land in whatever it is that we agree upon, for example.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, when it comes to the business, you mentioned it
Mhm.
yourself. It's still pretty something new, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of pivoting and making adjustments to find what is the best kind of offer and where the passion lies for you. But have
Yeah.
you already dabbled with the idea of also creating a community connected with a group coaching setting so that you can actually have that sense of belonging for those women that you work with? Or what is your perspective
Definitely.
on that?
Yeah, definitely. That's my main aim. And for now, it's all online. But like in the future, I would also like to have a space where we can actually meet physically, maybe retreats or somehow. But definitely before that, do an online space where we can do the group community part and where they can also find each other and relate and support each other. I've been a mentee myself in those kinds of communities, and they are amazing. when you can
Yeah.
actually find and connect others that are like you, think like you, or have the same struggles as you, or ambitions
Yeah.
even. Yeah, so definitely.
This is one of the things that is actually scientifically proven.
Yes.
Like to change, it always helps to know that I'm not the only one in this kind of situation. There's so many other people going pretty much through the same thing. And
Yes,
I know that I have that support in them. So
exactly.
I'm glad to see that you're heading towards that direction. And
Yeah.
also, apart from the perspective of you having a bigger impact and also ensuring a better transformation and bigger change, there's also the aspect of you as a business having the ability to grow.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest with ourselves. If you can create the offer, then you can serve a lot more people at the same time, which is going to allow you to grow even more, right?
Yes, definitely.
With the one-on-ones, you still have the 24 hours in a day that I do.
Mm.
So
Yep.
that can become pretty challenging. But
Definitely, yeah.
when it comes to this though, what would you say is the biggest bottleneck right now holding you back from launching the type of offer? What is going on that front?
Like I said in the beginning, I just started. So it's like I need to build up more clients and build up my business, build up the knowledge to actually know more deeper what I'm talking about. Am I aiming this right? Is this the actual struggles that my clients have? That's one thing to start with. And then also, of course, I want to scale my business in the future, but I always want to like be in alignment with my values. I don't want to grow too fast. I don't want to grow in a way that maybe I not lose control, but I just want to make sure that I'm always informed, that I always know what the clients that I work with actually need. So it's basically right now, not, I wouldn't say a lack of knowledge, but more insights. I need to gather more insights before I take that next step. So I know for sure what the route is, and then I can
Yeah.
always build and pivot, like you said.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, talking about building the clientele, we're also going to switch onto the back end side of the business for a second.
Yep.
When it comes to lead generation, what are you currently doing to get those women into the program and have that bigger impact?
One thing, I'm talking to you. No, but right now I'm working on just building my brand very organically on a few platforms, on Instagram and on LinkedIn. And I'm also looking to start working on Substack, writing. I've always loved to write. And so I try to find the time and what kind of angle I can use to just reach out. Some like to watch, some like to listen, some like to read. So that's basically what I'm trying to do right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When it comes to this, have you also considered running paid advertisement, or what is your stand towards that?
I have been considering it, but I've put it off for now just to see like how my actual content works. I try to work a lot with storytelling, telling my story, try to find ways that people connect with me, find like recognizing themselves through my own story and my own journey. But definitely that's not an option that I could work with later on in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is always something that I mention whenever I talk about organic content. Like that's the aim. You
Yeah.
got to be able to get closer to the people you want to work with. They have to see
Exactly.
who you are, what you talk about, if they agree with you or not. There's so many factors that come into that, but
Yeah.
I love to see that for yourself. So when it comes to taking all of these actions and staying engaged with the audience, is it a one-woman show for the time being, or have you already get a VA or build your own internal teams?
It's just me right now. Still building, yeah. So I am all of the functions in my company for the moment being. But I'm also
Yeah.
looking at like how can I simplify it and maybe see if I can find a VA, maybe someone who can edit my content for me. So just to have the experts that I need to do what they're good at, and then I can focus on what I'm good at, of course.
100%. It's going to come with time.
Yeah.
But if you think about that, if you think about the future and actually building that team, what do you think is going to be the realistic timeline? Or what would you like to happen in order to build out a team? Would you like to start with other coaches so that you can work with more people? Would there be somebody on the marketing side or somebody to do the sales calls? Or what is the idea behind it?
I definitely have an idea that I would love to team up with other coaches, for example, because I know my story and I know what I'm good at. But I also want to have a community of other coaches because I'm going to find leads that maybe aren't my fit. And then I want to be able to pass them to, or maybe recommend another coach, for example, so that we can help each other out. Because I also feel like we need to have our community as well, where we can build up each other and share our stories. But also, I would definitely look at the first thing I think that I would start to look for would be an editor somehow, a videographer that could help me with the content. Because right now I'm learning as I do. I've never done this professionally, so I would definitely have someone help me out with that as the first part.
I appreciate the authenticity.
Yeah.
100%. Awesome. Now, when it comes to, we already started talking about the future a little bit, and this is typically the last part of the episode that I cover. So if you think about, let's say, the next 12 months, what would you say are the biggest goals, targets, revenue, milestones, whatever comes to mind?
Wow, that's a good one because I've been thinking about it for a bit now. This year has all been about like getting out there, building, getting known, starting to have more clients to work, building experience. Next year, I feel like this is what I want to do full time. Because as I didn't mention this, but I still work my 9 to 5. So this is something that I'm building together with having my job and then also having my family. So I want to my main aim is to do my business, live my business full time, incorporate that for 100% in my life. And in order to do that, I want to work with even more clients, start to look at building the group coaching program, for example. So yeah, that's where I'm at for the 12 months, definitely.
What would you say is going to be the biggest challenge to make all of that happen?
I definitely need to add more revenue, more income to the business so that I could, in the maybe 6 months ahead, look at maybe stop working at my 9 to 5 and then start building my business. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I need definitely more like income in order to be comfortable in leaving my 9 to 5 and then focus on this full time. Because I think that when I actually do, and this is one of the bottlenecks that I didn't mention in the beginning, like once I can actually focus full time on my business, that's when I think that I'm going to grow the most and reach more and be able to be more of service to the women that I know I can.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For now, it's going to be a lot of time invested through weekends into the
Yes.
business, but
Evenings and weekends.
I'm pretty sure you're going to get there. Now, before I let you go, I also want to ask, considering we live in today's day and age, everything is going around AI and the capabilities, everybody's implementing it. So I also wanted to ask you if there is any specific piece of technology that you implemented so far that you could call a game changer.
In my own business for myself, definitely I've worked a lot in this program Notion. It's helped me a lot. And I also work, like when I create content, sometimes when I get stuck, I use this simple maybe, but ChatGPT helps generate ideas and then I build from there because I only, like we said, I only have that much time right now. So I need to just get the ideas out there and then I can start building from that. But I definitely see myself working more with the technology in order to have as smooth transitions as I possibly can. Like a digital community, for example, is definitely something I want to work at. Maybe digital courses in the future as well. So
Absolutely.
The future is AI, the future is digital. So why
it
not
is.
join
It really
it?
is.
Yeah.
So we just gotta jump on it and learn how to work with it. It's not going
Exactly.
anywhere. Yeah.
No.
Now, awesome. Nadine, before I let you go, we're gonna wrap it up, but I do have one last question. It's still a new project, but you've been through something. There has been several experiences and you know what it feels like to run your own business. So if you could travel back in time a little bit and sit across yourself just in time of starting the business, what would you say would be the best advice that you would give yourself?
What I would give myself advice, you could just go back to January of this year. I would say give it time and trust the process.
Yeah, as simple as that.
Yeah, as simple as that. Because I've been in a rush somehow, but now I've landed more and I'm like, yes, it takes time. Don't give up. Just trust yourself and trust what you're doing. And remember
Especially if you only have evenings and weekends to invest into it.
Yes,
So
exactly.
that is hats off to you for that, by the way. That's amazing. Awesome. Nadine, this was a great conversation. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time, sharing the story with me and the listeners today.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to reach out, get in touch, perhaps even work with you, what is the best way to contact?
Definitely Instagram or LinkedIn. I'm on both platforms. Instagram, Your Balanced Journey, and LinkedIn is Nadine Hanna.
Awesome. Your Balanced Journey and Nadine Hanna. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. Now, to our listeners, if today's conversation was inspiring to you, make sure to subscribe to Founders Future on your favorite platform. And also, if you're a business owner, more specifically a consultant, agency owner, or a coach, and you're trying to scale your business and really enhance both your sales and marketing efforts, also visit closers.io. Get in touch with our team and discover how exactly we scaled our company from 0 to over 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on crushing it, and I'll see you on the next one.